Well, Lee Sharp gives a new look to today's Manchester United side in the starting lineup for the first time since New Year's Day, and at 19, still growing, 6 feet tall now and really filling out. Alex Ferguson still feeling for the right balance in his side. It's a 4-3-3 formation today, a familiar look to the defence, and in midfield Paul Ince regains his place after a drop in form and in discipline when he arrived late for the Rumbelows Cup tie against Halifax. Sharp is given a raiding role on the left. That's been a problem position for United. His direct opponent today is Arsenal's Lee Dixon, the only player on either side to take part in England's European Championship win over Poland. Dixon returning to his hometown today, where he followed football closely as a boy, as a supporter though of Manchester City. He lines up in an unchanged Arsenal defence, but the gap in the First Division fixture list caused by those internationals has given Michael Thomas time to recover his fitness. He's back in midfield after missing 4 games. And Sweden's Anders Limpar, involved in that club versus country dispute about his injury problems, he's also responded to treatment. Paul Merson is Arsenal's in-form attacker with 5 goals so far. For Keith Hackett, Old Trafford today, Real Madrid's Bernabeu Stadium next week on European Cup assignment, and the choice of this much-respected referee perhaps reflecting an abrasive edge which this fixture has revealed sometimes in recent times. There's a full house at Old Trafford today, and amongst the spectators, United fans would love to see him still as a fit player. The captain, Brian Robson, whose comeback is still very much under wraps. Manchester United have had a 3-week break from league football. They're 6th in the table, already 11 points off the pace. Arsenal unbeaten, 18 points from their opening 8 games, a start which would have been widely applauded in most other seasons, but they lag, of course, behind Liverpool. Adams taking the free kick, looking for Bold. Header from Ince. Dennis Irwin went in bravely, and Keith Hackett plays the advantage. There was some dangerous play by Arsenal, and Irwin wasn't damaged because he's on the ball now. And his cross is an interesting one. Sharp. In his first confrontation with Dixon. Clayton Blackmore at left-back for Manchester United. And Tony Adams ducking under that one. He must be wondering what might befall him today. 2 seasons ago, he scored for both sides in this fixture. Last season, he gave away a penalty and was substituted because of illness after only 20 minutes of the match. A match that Manchester United won by 4 goals to 1. It seemed to herald a new dawn. Indeed, the start of the season that ended with them winning the FA Cup, but still falling short in their major target, the League Championship. Bruce with the free kick. Brian McClair operating more to the right. Linking up with Irwin, and now Ince will be anxious to make an impression in this game. Irwin, the likes of Irwin and Blackmore and Hughes, boosted, I'm sure, by good international performances in midweek. Irwin for the Republic of Ireland, the other 2 for Wales. Webb almost able to turn into a shooting position. Pretty bold in closing the door in Neil Webb's face then. Might have damaged himself. And Arsenal somewhat disturbed by that Manchester United attack. Good jump by Smith. Rocastle. Merson beaten to it. Steve Bold still not moving freely. Arsenal do have David O'Leary as one of their two substitutes today. Limpar. Rocastle. Nelson going to the right. Faced by Bruce. Help is there from Dixon. Wasn't quite the cross he was looking for, but nearly made something for Michael Thomas, who's never bashful in terms of getting into the opposing penalty area. He's having to chase back now to keep a guard on midfield. Thomas in quickly. And again. Incidentally, he's a close friend of Paul Ince, but friendship's forgotten here. And Ince slipping tops. Phelan. Blackmore, who can shoot from long range, and ricochet rolling for Sharp. Winterburn having to come across the face of the goal to provide the cover. There's sure to be plenty of pace throughout the opening to this game, and it's the sort of match that might sustain that sort of speed. Sure, when you come to Old Trafford, exactly what Manchester United will provide. A lot of talent at their disposal. Sometimes the side seems to lack shape. Alex Ferguson hopes he might have done some fine-tuning in that respect. But there's no doubt about the respect that each of these two sides feel for each other. That was calmly done in the context of the game so far. Webb will brush the arm of Sharp. Blackmore getting beyond Rocastle, but not for long. Hughes turning bold, and again the referee should take some credit here, Keith Hackett, because he was going to blow for a late challenge by Rocastle, and then, as you can see, waved it on because the ball rolled on to Hughes, who let fly. A goal for Wales against Belgium in midweek, when he was playing midfield, incidentally. But by no means assured of a regular spot with Manchester United. McClare. Well, Adams concentrated totally on the ball. McClare goes across just to make sure there are no hard feelings, although there may be one or two lingering. And I'm sure Adams feels that at the very least Arsenal should have had a free kick. McClare. Good play from Thomas, strength allied to skill. Merson, the flag is up and Manchester United grateful for that. But it was a terrific run that Merson very nearly benefited from by Michael Thomas. Rocastle. Phelan in the way. Hughes. He's almost trying to feel the defender tight behind him, but in fact Bold had given Mark Hughes a yard then. Phelan tripped by Paul Davis. McClare, good support play by Webb, and Owen in turn. Ince will jump with the goalkeeper, but Seaman always the favourite to claim that inside his own goal area. But Manchester United thinking quickly and moving quickly. And working the Arsenal goalkeeper. Guided off well by Smith. Limpar and Merson falling into the trap again. Paul Merson trying to prove this season that there's more maturity about his game. Blackmore. Hughes hoping there might have been a slip there by Adams, and Dixon is caught out by Sharp. And Hughes spotted a goalkeeper initially off his line, but even while Hughes was reacting to that thought, David Seaman had anticipated the danger and was moving back to make what was in the end a comfortable save. It was a good show of initiative by United again after winning the ball crisply and embarrassing Arsenal in their own half. David O'Leary, a goal scorer for the Republic of Ireland in midweek, but he hasn't yet appeared in Arsenal's league side this season. Manchester City have been beating down the door at Highbury trying to sign him. Rocastle was impeded first by Bruce, then fouled by Blackmore, and because the referee wanted to play the advantage, it's handball. Arsenal thought they'd got the free kick and were placing the ball with that in mind, but the whistle in fact hadn't gone, so Keith Hackett left with no alternative. He certainly has a reputation, the referee from Sheffield, for trying to let the game flow whenever possible, sometimes in fixtures with such a traditional seriousness as this one. Not always be the wisest policy, we shall see. Ince and Winterburn typifying the feeling of competition on the field. And Ince has done well. Webb. Arsenal have been very pleased with the way Adams has defended for them this season. Phelan. Blackmore. And it'll come for Sharp on his stronger side. Hughes, and it needed in the end a touch of improvisation that Hughes was looking for. Sharp had plenty of time. In fact, his first touch was not good, but he still got the ball across behind Hughes though, and that was the end product. Well, Bruce and Pallister moved up, wanting offside, but Arsenal were a bit too quick. Owen. McClare. Webb. Merson's onside this time. But he showed too much of the ball in a split-second reaction to Pallister. And Arsenal feel that they might have had a corner out of that. The ball must have just spun back onto Merson. were champions 2 years ago. It was their away form which really led them to glory. 12 wins on their travels in the First Division. Last season, only 4. And that really all started to go wrong here at Old Trafford on the opening day. And Manchester United, coming strong in the latter phases, finished glorious 4-1 winners. So revenge would be in Arsenal's perspective. And Merson with an encouraging cross. Smith couldn't get to, in fact was leaning on Pallister. Alan Smith, who's normally such an honest competitor when the crosses come in, didn't really try to jump that time. Looked to nudge Pallister and force a mistake, and the referee was well aware of that. Limpar experiencing Old Trafford for the first time. Adams knows all about Webb. They were England squad colleagues in midweek, although neither made the final 16. 15 minutes gone, and Manchester United's corner. Pallister going towards the near post. Bruce coming in behind him. Oh, and Leclerc was just trying to apply a final touch, and anything gentler than that must surely have gone in. It was particularly well met by Bruce in the first place, but I don't think it would have beaten Seaman. And Leclerc looking to make sure that United would score, and only diverted it wide. Blackmore, but Nick Ferguson, I'm sure, will be pleased with the approach that his team are showing in a match where determination and drive will always be important qualities before you get the chance really to impose skill on the proceedings. Leclerc, Owen always thinking about setting off on the overlap then, but the pass left him high and dry. It's Arsenal's turn to try and piece a move together, involving both fullbacks, Dixon to Winterburn. Smith might fancy this one. Bruce stayed close enough to him. Rocastle. Free kick in Mark Hughes' favour. Leclerc. Again, making Owen work a little harder than he would have hoped. But Owen's return of the compliment brings United a corner. Well, Arsenal frightened by the last Manchester United corner. Pallister gets to this one, and for a team traditionally good at defending on crosses and corners, Arsenal looking particularly vulnerable at the moment. First Bruce and Leclerc combined, Pallister now. Dixon caught offside, and that's becoming a difficulty for Arsenal at the other end of the pitch. The defenders struggling at set pieces, and the attackers straying into Manchester United's offside ploy. It's a very significant stage of Manchester United's season. They've got cup commitments in Europe and domestically. And next Saturday they play the Manchester Derby away to Manchester City. Webb. That's a good effort! There really didn't seem room for Webb to get a proper swing into his shot then. Having gone seeking the ball and winning it through that bravado, David Seaman often makes that type of save look particularly nonchalant. But he had to move quickly to get to the ball, and now he makes a safe catch. And another piece of evidence for Manchester United to show what a good start they've made to this game, but they haven't got any reward for it as yet. Dixon. Limpar. Wanted too much time. Webb's only got Hughes as a way out of his problem. Ince. Sharp moving infield. Play on again is the message from Keith Hackett. Hughes, very happy to do just that. Sharp playing it simple to McClare. Oh, it swerved! And the goalkeeper, well, it wouldn't have mattered because the linesman had a flag up. But it was almost a casual effort by Brian McClare. But look at the bend. Seaman was very unhappy in dealing with it, but it was signalled as an offside. There's been barely nothing for Les Sealey to do at the other end, but David Seaman finding himself in the firing line. Pallister. There's another offside. Well, Arsenal coming here fortified by their unbeaten sequence, but struggling at this stage. They've won at Wimbledon and at Nottingham Forest. They've drawn at Everton and at Leeds. They've provided a settled side right from the off, whereas Manchester United have chopped and changed. But the cohesion is coming from the home side at the moment. Dixon pressed into conceding the throw. Another indication of the anxiety that they're feeling at the back. Smith. He can't hold it up. Dixon into the back of Sharp, and just when Arsenal thought they might fashion a break, they were halted by the referee's whistle. I'm not sure whether that was planned or not. Pallister really launched himself at it. Feeling that he might have been obstructed, Adams simply stood where he was. There was a delay in the taking of the free kick, but it still went towards Pallister, who certainly went towards the ball, but Adams made sure he didn't get it. Adams. Smith, despite the roar from the crowd about handball, given the benefit of the doubt by the referee, who is certainly sticking to his theme. Hughes. And Dixon just happy to get a foot to it. Fortunately for Arsenal, it went to Paul Davis. Really, in the middle of the field, we've seen very little of George Graham's team so far. And Limpar, who's very much a player who operates when his team are in possession, and Arsenal already feel that they've uncovered a potential points winner. But he went forward too quickly. Adams. Irwin. And again, Arsenal come off second best. If you're a Manchester United fan, you might just be wondering whether the team are going to make full use of this period of domination. David Seaman has defied them so far. Mostly it's been a case, though, of near misses rather than goalkeeping saves. And Arsenal surely good enough to improve on the way that they've started the game. Pallister. Just a straightforward ball over the top, but it's run on through for Sharp. And the way to goal really is coming from all sorts of directions at the moment. There was nothing too sophisticated about that. Hughes actually went down, and again the referee saw that Manchester United had an advantage, which Lee Sharp couldn't quite fulfill. Pallister taking charge again. Well, there can't be many times this season that Arsenal have been put in a position where they found it so difficult to get out of their own half. Second in the table, 5 points up on Manchester United. 6 behind Liverpool. Merson. Limpar, who's missed a good week of training because of a hamstring injury, which was the cause of the discussions between Arsenal and the Swedish Football Association over Limpar's insistence on going to the recent international against West Germany, a game in which he didn't play in the end. And you just sense that Seaman's happy to take his time here. And although we're some 17 minutes away from half-time, I just feel that Arsenal haven't really settled to the job, and a big one it always is, playing Manchester United away. Thomas. Smith. And the opportunity for letting the game go, not there that time. Smith was taken from behind by the long legs of Gary Pallister. Owen getting in between Winterburn and Smith. So the Arsenal supporters, many of whom are at this end of the ground, hoping to see something a bit more progressive from their favourites from the long throw. And it's a goal kick. The angle of the throw aimed at Bold to try and head across goal. Well, certainly those who followed Arsenal away from Highbury have had plenty of reward for their expense. Phelan, rather hoisting it, suiting Adams. Webb picks it up though. Manchester United trying to build again. Dixon having to leave sharp to deal with Blackmore. Hughes came off Adams though. Phelan. Now it's one of the difficulties for Alec Ferguson, as Ince tries to give some difficulty to Adams. But the problem for the Manchester United manager is he's got so many players, gifted ones at that, who want to play in the middle of midfield. And there was a moment in the build-up to that attack where they were all sucked into the same area, Webb and Phelan and Ince. Webb. Blackmore wants to hit it, has done! Well, when you throw in the goal he scored at Wembley in the Charity Shield, Clayton Blackmore has 4 to his name already this season. It's been a terrific season for him, a player who was wondering whether to sign a new contract, feeling that his chance at Old Trafford might have gone. But he signed on again. Surely his best spell in the first team. Owen. Umpire got the ball fairly enough, couldn't keep it. In went Winterburn, and still it's Manchester United. Sharp. The linesman has his flag up, the ball must have drifted out. But the 50-50 challenges continue to go the way of Alec Ferguson's team. Arsenal coming off the worst in every sense really, except the scoreline. Gary Lewin having to check out Nigel Winterburn here. Arsenal have had a grilling in the opening half an hour, and they're glad of the rest. Well, Frank McClintock was captain of Arsenal when they won the league and FA Cup double back in 1971. These days more often to be found in a press box. There's always a ground where past players are very welcome, and that's Pat Crerand from the great Manchester United side of the 60s. Harry Groves. As George Graham wonders whether he might have to make a change here. I don't think he's quite clear as to how serious the damage is. The messenger boy is Steve Bold. Well, David O'Leary is more likely than Groves to be called on to fill a defensive vacancy. It's a lengthy stoppage. And in went Winterburn very strongly there with Phelan. And that was where the injury occurred. Arsenal can reassess the damage at half-time, which is some 10 minutes away. Winterburn moving in a pretty sprightly fashion as the game resumes. Manchester United continuing to make the running. Phelan. That's clever work by Limpar. The pass was a failure really for Arsenal. It was his first priority to keep the ball in play. Second to see what's on in the centre. Sharp. Chasing that Arsenal had to do forced the error from Blackmore. Manchester United have played with real authority here. They lost their last league game on this ground at home to Nottingham Forest. And they went a goal down after 7 minutes. And Forest, one of the worst teams to try and peg back in that respect. But the concern for United is that they haven't profited in terms of goals from a good approach. Rocastle. And Sharp, who has played, of course, as a left-sided defender, well aware of some responsibilities then after Blackmore had been drawn in field. Limpar. To the left is Winterburn. Limpar played for the free kick and got it. Maybe a legacy there of his season in Italy with Cremonese. Other players would have just simply slipped the ball wide to Winterburn. Limpar lured Owen in to give away the free kick, and it's a position that gives some concern to Les Sealey. Limpar will take the free kick himself. Smith found it too high. Coming in behind him was Bold. And having lost to Nottingham Forest through a goal that was hit superbly past Les Sealey at a free kick by Stuart Pearce, Manchester United understandably been a little alarmed as Limpar shaped up. United ball. Blackmore. Hinks under pressure from Thomas did well to release the pass, and Owen wasted no time in shooting either. The shots have been there for Manchester United in good numbers, but they've just lacked the required accuracy. Got away from Winterburn, either by design or maybe by a touch of good fortune. Blackmore looking to the United right again. Irwin. Nigel Winterburn is very quick, and he anticipated what Irwin was thinking of. Smith brought down from behind. Well, the Manchester United followers would be most crestfallen if Arsenal could make some use of this free kick and take a lead, which would be against the balance of play. Oh, and Seeley put in a position there where he must have been on the right wavelength with his fellow defenders, who had a difficult low cross to deal with from Winterburn. Seeley took charge. Leclerc was tripped. A win here against Arsenal would really set up Manchester United for some serious matches coming as well. And Webb is the latest in a line of players to give Arsenal a problem. And Manchester United will feel that there's not much justice if they do go in at 0-0 at half-time. Alec Ferguson has been saying some brave words about Liverpool's perfect start to the season, that they must slip up at some point. And the challengers, two of whom we're seeing here, will be given the opportunity to close up as the season develops. The wind rather taken out of the Rocastle sails. Arsenal not waiting for him though at the free kick, and involving him. Dixon. I'm not sure that Rocastle was really ready for that involvement. But he's on the ball now, in full cry. Limpar has no width at the moment. Limpar had come infield. Winterburn, understandably, hadn't committed himself initially. Well, it flicked off Phelan, and Arsenal have a corner. Paul Davis to take it. A couple of minutes to go to half-time. And Limpar made a long run to get himself involved, and Keith Hackett has given the goal. Arsenal have stolen a goal here, and the player that they're calling their new match winner, well, he hasn't won the game here, but he's caught out Seeley, and after spending more than 40 minutes on defending against the purposeful Manchester United, Arsenal have taken the lead. Anders Limpar whipped it in, and Keith Hackett said it was over the line. Les Seeley was concentrating on trying to keep it out. But you can't argue with the referee's right in that position to make the award. A real twist to the plot. And Limpar's ability to surprise, well, it's done more than that here. It's stunned Manchester United. It's a scoreline that Arsenal will feel perhaps fortunate about. Manchester United will feel that's very unjust indeed. But Anders Limpar, who has made important contributions right from the start in his first season in England, has done it again on his first visit to Old Trafford. And what an injection into Arsenal, who were badly in need of it. And here they come again, and here comes Limpar again. Well, I don't think even his teammates were sure, but the referee was. And Limpar, I must say, took it all very calmly. Swedish temperament, perhaps, but they're delighted. And Seeley having to make sure the ball doesn't cross the line again, this time to prevent a corner. Owen. It'll be a test of Manchester United's resolve. They've played with a real sense of purpose. All the meaningful goal-mouth incidents in the first half around David Seaman's goal until Limpar gave Arsenal the lead. Hughes got there before Dixon, and there might be questions asked about that in Arsenal's defending. Well, Anders Limpar said to me before the game, don't expect me to last the distance here. I've missed so much training recently, but he's upset Les Seeley and delighted Arsenal's followers and the Arsenal players who, but for that goal, have had a harrowing first 45 minutes with some gruelling defending. And Keith Hackett, I think, the subject of Manchester United complaints, certainly from some supporters, as the players go in at half-time. It's Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Often near the surface when Manchester United meet Arsenal. Keith Hackett's ears perhaps burning from Manchester United opinion, but the referee was absolutely sure, and with the benefit of another look, the Arsenal reaction is interesting. An initial appeal by Alan Smith and by Tony Adams, but then they concentrate on getting on with the game before they realise that a goal had been given. (1-0) then to Arsenal. Owen's header. Bold did well. Thomas able to stride forward, making Manchester United turn and wonder and worry a bit, as Merson found himself at the heart of the move as well. All came about really by Bold winning the sort of tackle that Manchester United found that Arsenal actually didn't deliver in their direction too often in the first half. Here goes Bold again. I doubt whether the Arsenal goal would have the players off a fairly stern talking to from George Graham, who has clearly seen his team perform better than they did for much of the first half. Hughes. Feel what Manchester United might look back on with some anger, as well as the way the goal was scored, was the way the corner was conceded in the first place. They've got some damage to try and repair. Well, again, the referee not their favourite figure. Neil Webb feels that it should have been a corner. And Smith adjudged to a push Bruce. Smith, who's a fairly mild-mannered individual. Now Leclerc is hurt. Manchester United don't really want a series of stops and starts here. They want to pick up the continuity that they showed in the first half, which produced a succession of shots at goal for Alex Ferguson's team. Manchester United's manager on the bench for the second half. They're a fairly noisy lot down there, I can tell you. And often stride forward towards the touchline as an angry chorus line, but that's a marvellous ball from Limpar. And Thomas has a place in Football League history for making midfield runs, with the goal at Anfield, of course, that won Arsenal the title almost 18 months ago. But it's Ince from the Manchester United midfield, not quite making contact. Dixon. As a Manchester United player in the wars, it's Mark Hughes, just getting his senses back after a bang on the head. Pallister running into trouble. Suggesting to the referee that he was caught by an elbow. Not averse to the strong arm tactics though himself. Bruce, well, not really in tandem with Hughes then. Nor was Rocastle with Smith. Pushing by Hughes. Bruce, not dwelling. Webb. Well, Adams seemed to take that right on the chest or the pit of the stomach. The linesman was, what, 6 or 7 yards away and saw nothing wrong. Claire, though, was very angry that the flag wasn't up. Manchester United rather publicly wearing a sense of grievance at the moment. But they would do as well to wipe it from their minds. And return to the things that they were doing well in the first half. And Arsenal weren't given that much breathing space. It's another decision though that goes Arsenal's way, and you can detect the reaction on the field and around the stadium. Limpar didn't quite get that right. Leclerc. Hughes making it happen for Manchester United. They need more of that type of attitude, and it's a great run. And in the end, Hughes didn't see Leclerc to his right. Ince. Arsenal rock back again. Mark Hughes had his head down, concentrating on the ball, but Limpar's looking up. But like Hughes, he didn't want to release it. But he was able to earn a free kick. Well, Manchester United felt when Stuart Pearce scored against them from this very spot 3 weeks ago that the wall had gone back too far. Limpar gets it over the line of defenders, past the dive of Seeley, but past the post. It was a high-class free kick, and it could have taken the game totally out of Manchester United's reach. And he was more emotional about that miss than he was when he got the goal. Bruce. Hughes throwing his weight about. Webb. Hughes has gone towards the near post. Leclerc right in there. It could drop Manchester United's way. Keith Hackett, the presiding figure again. Goal kick. Arsenal's last win here, coming up for 5 years ago, was 1-0. Charlie Nicholas, the scorer then. But down the years, they haven't found it very rewarding coming to Manchester United. Bold. Hughes not letting him settle. Smith trying to do the same for Bruce. Oh, Limpar. Well, he did that deliberately, but it didn't work for Arsenal. Davis and Rocastle trying to do their defensive duties in midfield, and Manchester United not allowing Arsenal to play the match at the tempo that they would like. That's been a theme through this game, and yet it's Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. Oh, this is promising until Thomas, with the sort of challenge that referees rightly reach for the top pocket for. There was an acceleration there that had panic waves going through Arsenal, and Thomas in particular. He has a yellow card. Manchester United have a free kick. It's set up for Blackmore, and Seaman makes a splendid stop to prevent not a goal. It wasn't going in, but a corner. Clayton Blackmore really is a hitman from this type of position. And the ricochet could have given Seaman all sorts of problems. That was terrific goalkeeping. And this is a great run from Rocastle. And it's time to admire Seeley. Manchester United caught by the Arsenal counter-attack, and David Rocastle, who scored on this ground last season, which was a very unprofitable one for him in front of goal, but he very nearly showed the liking of playing at Old Trafford again. Manchester United caught flat at the back, and Bruce Dent bring him down there. It would have been a red card. Seeley stopped Rocastle and kept Manchester United in the game. Limpar, but for how long? Thomas. Dixon's first time cross, and it was a good one. Really, it was the positioning in the middle that let Arsenal down. Irwin. Well, matches between Arsenal and Manchester United are rarely occasions for the purist. Feelings running over again, but they're always pulsating matches that need firm refereeing. And Keith Hackett will always give the players a chance when he feels that there is some doubt. Phelan on... oh, it was Irwin, wasn't it, who was lucky. That was totally unnecessary. Well, maybe that's carrying sympathy too far from the referee. And look what's happened as a result of it. Look at this. This is disgraceful. It's a free-for-all. And how will the referee be able to sort it all out? Alec Ferguson has had to come from the bench to try and intervene to restore some order. It was total disorder. And you could argue that if the Irwin incident had been dealt with more severely, that might not have been the outcome. David Rocastle was sent off playing here back in 1987 in just such a similar skirmish. Winterburn is cautioned. And Anders Limpar is getting a very, very strict talking to. And a name going into the book and a yellow card. When I thought for a fraction of a second for that high tangle with Irwin, remember what had happened before. McClare was lashing out and the ball was the last thing on his mind. And Nigel Winterburn did well to get up from that. At a time when there is great responsibility on players, there was huge irresponsibility then. And Brian McClare was out of order. Well, Keith Hackett has finished his adjudication. And it restarts with a Manchester United free kick. And one can only hope that the delay that the referee, I think, made quite deliberate has brought a cooling. But I have to say again that what angered Arsenal was an incident involving Dennis Irwin that the referee took a lenient view on. The noise at Old Trafford is deafening. The emotional side of the match is still prevalent. Adams. Back from Pallister. Leclerc setting up for Webb, well hit. Manchester United restoring their concentration on proper lines. The feuds and the vendettas forgotten, the football remembered in their time of need. For the moment, Limpar has gone to the right for Arsenal and Rocastle is on the left. Could be designed to try and exploit tactical weakness Arsenal might feel that Manchester United are exhibiting. It could also be designed to try and keep Limpar out of further trouble and keep him away from Irwin. Not a match for the faint-hearted. Mishitting, and that possibly could have tweaked that damaged hamstring. Winterburn. Smith. Oh, and Seeley thinking that Bruce might get to it first, and Smith, who didn't really chase it with full conviction himself, he nearly found himself with a chance. Merson helping out in midfield and doing more than that. Thomas. Limpar. Not the most popular player with the Manchester United supporters. Seeley wanting Bruce to take charge, not sure whether the ball would run on, and just getting there to Rob Smith. Sharp with a bit of extra height these days, as I said at the outset. Dixon has kept him under control for the most part, and Mark Robbins ready for what Alec Ferguson hopes is a rescue act. He's done it before. Smith trying to screen it away from Pallister, who's got the sort of telescopic legs that can make that difficult. United wanted to make their substitution at that free kick, but the ball's back in play. Merson. Arsenal really operating with only Smith up front now. So difficult has the game been. They pack the midfield. It's a swap of England under-21 internationals. Off comes Lee Sharp. On comes Mark Robins. The player with the golden touch in front of goal. Well, both managers have had to forget about the original battle plans. For Arsenal, it's simply a holding operation. Ince, oh, he's got room to line up the shot, and Adams, with typical bravado, came out to make the block. Hughes is offside. Blackmore. Now Bruce. Arsenal regroup again. Well, United doing their best to serve the ball in quickly to a front line of three, which really has Hughes as its centre point. But even so, Hughes falling into the offside trap. Dixon. Webb trying to exploit the space that Dixon had vacated. And look at Merson's awareness of that. Now, whatever the circumstances, and it's a pretty steamy match out there now, you can usually find a smile from Neil Webb. Adams across. Leclerc leaving his foot in. Isn't upset by it. Still more than 20 minutes left for Manchester United. Robins. Arsenal having to graft to try and stop this kind of build-up. Pallister. Thomas getting in. Now Irwin. That was superbly done, giving Limpar a taste of his own medicine. Oh, Robins could have let it run, but Webb will go through and still not really getting a meaningful shot. If Mark Robins had thrown a dummy in the first place, I think it was Blackmore who was free behind him. Robins perhaps couldn't hear a call, if indeed there was one. Webb went on, and Arsenal just did enough again. Bruce thought about hitting it long, thought better of it. Manchester United trying to be considered as they come forward again. Ince. Leclerc, oh, and Adams side him down, deceived by the speed of the turn. Well, in that position, It wasn't exactly a goal-scoring opportunity. It was leading towards one. Blackmore this time brings a tame ending to a moment again that provides another talking point to this game. Possibly Adams got the benefit of the doubt there, because it was a genuine attempt to play the ball and Leclerc was simply too skillful. Winterburn. All the resilience that Arsenal showed in their championship year being put to the test now. It wasn't on show so regularly last season, when a run of weak away performances in the end put them amongst the also-rans. They finished fourth, remember. Webb, that's nicely done. There is room now for Owen. Manchester United filling the centre, and they will stay there in numbers as well. Arsenal's goal came from a right-wing corner, and Manchester United equalise in the same part of the ground. Bold who met it. Robbins jumping. Pallister almost got away. Ince. Whether Manchester United will feel that that's a barometer of the balance of play going their way again, well, time will tell. Ince finally regained the ball and got the shot in. It's hard for defenders like Pallister and Bruce to maintain their concentration on their prime job here. So often being asked to set Manchester United going forward. Pallister in well. Phelan. Blackmore's gone to the left. Phelan was aware of that. Webb chugging ahead of him. Now Hughes. Needed some controlling, and Hughes is likely to strike, maybe even more likely, with the spectacular. Couldn't swivel that time to embarrass David Seaman with the shot. It's more of a roving commission for David Rocastle at the moment, to try and add what support to Alan Smith that Arsenal can muster. Phelan. Robbins. Arsenal were appealing for offside. That's what the call's coming. Bold. Alan Smith's task here is just to stop the ball getting back into the other half quickly. Pallister. Davis, who's the deepest of the midfield men. Thomas. And Arsenal could easily fashion something here. Limpar, who stayed onside. It reached the player at the far post, who was Thomas, and I think took him a little bit by surprise. Limpar maybe was aiming for Smith, but he found Thomas, and it wasn't a bad chance. Hughes. Webb. Phelan not that far left. Hughes made a good run. Arsenal didn't spot him that time, and the output is another corner. Neil Webb to take it. Pallister waiting in the near post area, jumping with Bold. And Bold headed it against Pallister, from where it rebounded behind for a goal kick. George Graham makes a change, taking off David Rocastle and bringing on Perry Groves, who's got the sort of pace that Arsenal might find particularly useful in keeping Manchester United occupied in their own half and trying to stem the tide. Limpar. Here's Davis. Very hard for Manchester United to sustain the pace of their play. And possibly Arsenal will feel that Dixon could have taken a little more time then. But as an old Manchester City fan, he'd love to get a goal against Manchester United. Some defensive heroes for Arsenal. They're the ones who've really had to go about their business, like Steve Bold and Tony Adams in particular. And behind them, a goalkeeper in David Seaman who radiates confidence. Phelan. Playing rather into the hands of Adams. Limpar, Thomas. It's been a very long slog for Arsenal, but it will be all worthwhile if they can hang on. That type of block by Limpar just add extra encouragement. It hasn't been a pretty Arsenal performance, but the end will justify the means if it stays at 1-0. Claire. Dixon, and then Groves. But here's Hughes. Robbins. Oh, and Hughes. Well, the picture tells the story, but you do sense generally that Manchester United have hit a spell in the game now where they're rather disheartened the way the breaks have gone against them in this match. So it's Owen off now, and Lee Martin, whose place in Manchester United history is assured with his FA Cup winning goal at Wembley in May. Martin wearing number 14. It's impeded. We're not quite getting as much zip from those around him as he looked up to try and take the free kick quickly. Over McClare, and it skips away from Webb. Well, when a team fails to score, it's the front players who tend to get picked out for blame, although that isn't always exactly the case. There's been plenty of past speculation as to whether Leclerc and Hughes exactly the right force up front for Manchester United. Their jobs have been slightly different today in any case, particularly Leclerc's. Robbins. Here's Martin. Arsenal trying to hold a line on the edge of the area. Ince winding himself up for the shot. Merson was aware of that. Dixon, that was a difficult one. It rather died on him, the ball, and he did very well to direct it to Thomas. Smith, there's a spare man to the right, it's Groves. Thomas through the middle. Arsenal coming alive and rather dying when the final shot left the boot of Groves. Bruce. It's a show of character that Manchester United need now, particularly in the first half. They really gave the game their best shots. Martin. Old with another header away. Martin has spent enough time on the bench to know what's required from the manager. Wasn't prepared to sling in a hopeful ball, but Manchester United really lost out in the end because of that. Smith, and here's Merson. Pallister going across the cover. And he'd read the play. And dealt with the danger. But defending is not what Manchester United want to be concentrating on at the moment. A goal behind. Beaten in their last First Division game, 1-0 at home as well by Nottingham Forest. Adams much the quicker. Groves. Pallister backpedaling. They've let Groves go a long way, and in the end he never seemed to be quite sure in his own mind when he was going to take the shot. Blackmore. Hughes let it run, and Robbins wasn't totally aware that that was going to happen. Smith. For Limpar, this must seem like playing in Italy, hanging on to a lead. Winterburn. Good tackle by Hughes. And good anticipation by Phelan. Well, when the reckoning comes at the end of the season, it's what teams do in these circumstances that really tells. Manchester United have still got time to extract something from a game in which, if they do lose, they would feel that they were very hard done by. Blackmore. This is Webb. Contribution from the captain, badly needed. And the attitude first class, he didn't settle for the simple pass. No wonder Alec Ferguson checks with the watch. No wonder Jim McGregor, the physio, has a face racked with pain. It's been that sort of afternoon for Manchester United. Smith buying Arsenal some time. Davis. Leclerc. Oh, and it's Blackmore who's presented Limpar with the ball, as he presented Arsenal with the game. Oh, not quite. Well, he does radiate quality. He's found himself embroiled in the senior side of this match as well. But he's offered some memorable moments, and Les Sealey was happy in the end to wave that goodbye. Davis. Here goes Thomas. Smith's free in the middle. Thomas lines it up for himself, and if Arsenal don't win this game, Michael Thomas will have one or two nightmares tonight. United have given everything, and the gaps, understandably, are appearing. Webb, Martin. 3 minutes left. Both sides finding energy a difficult commodity to achieve at the moment, except for the substitutes, of course. We've seen George Graham use Groves like this before, really simply as a vehicle to drive them upfield in the latter stages of the game. Adams has fellow defenders for help, like Dixon. What a good week Lee Dixon will have had if Arsenal do hold out to win with England and then to win against the club who the team really detested as a boy. Webb. It's what have Manchester United got left? Not enough in that attack. And Davis, that was very astutely done. Limpar. Half of the Arsenal team want to attack, some of the others want to hold it up. Thomas. With a better final ball, they might have picked up a couple more in the closing stages. But one is still enough for Arsenal. Davis, and he made sure that it was his body and not a stray arm that made contact with that. Merson. Oh, and Limpar, trying to be attack-minded, has lost possession for Arsenal in their own half. But if anything, rather than the tension getting to Arsenal as the final whistle has approached, Manchester United have got weaker and they've looked more wearied by their efforts, which have been considerable. George Graham knows that it's almost over. Limpar. Ince quick enough to stay with him. Limpar, despite those doubts about his damaged hamstring, is being asked to play virtually the full match, if not all of it. Webb. Well, Manchester United left ruining the chances that got away and disputing the goal that brought Arsenal their victory from Anders Limpar just before half-time. A goal which Les Sealey felt that he saved, that the ball in its entirety didn't cross the line. But Arsenal have extended an excellent start to the season, which, but for Liverpool's perfect progress, would be drawing real acclaim. What a hard-fought victory here. Manchester United sent to a second successive home defeat. Traditionally, this is a very sapping fixture, and it had its moment where the match boiled over, and Keith Hackett needed all his international experience of refereeing to calm things down. But it's a win for Arsenal. It pushes them on in the chase after Liverpool, and a setback for Manchester United.